Hello, everybody. I'm doing something a little different today. I know usually it's fun and games and screwing around, talking shit, having fun, drinking beers. I'm still drinking the beers. I hope everyone's having as good of a day as they can. I just wanted to give you guys some important information, maybe a little bit of waking up to some people who maybe need a little bit of critical thinking in their lives. I'm not poking fun at anybody. I'm just saying, you know, we do have uh, quite a population of kids who were raised under the No Child Left Behind Act, where everyone thinks they're entitled to something because they get participation trophies for everything, even if they got fourth place. I just want to kind of speak my opinions and share a little bit of information, some research that I've just done within the time span of about an hour to kind of, paint a picture of what's been going on with this whole um, situation that we're supposedly in. I'd like to say first and foremost, don't believe everything that the media tells you. A good majority of it is exaggerated to make you afraid, to put you in a position where you would welcome government intervention. You want to beg and plead for martial law. I want to just come up with a few points here really quick. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to show you some information that I have looked up. Okay, so first and foremost, let me. Okay, so according to one website, there are supposedly 51,970 tests that have people who have come up as positive with this. All right, I'm not going to mention the name of this because knowing YouTube, the moment that I say anything, they're just going to take this video down, and this information isn't going to get out to people. And I want people to know like what's actually going on here, and like see that all of these numbers are being ramped up, and they're using these numbers to play into your fear, to get you to beg for government intervention, to beg for martial law. Basically, they're wanting you to accept it, to be okay with that. First and foremost, everyone in the news is saying that this is so contagious. It's extremely contagious. Da da da. People, asymptomatic people, are able to spread it to everybody that they're in contact with. If that's the case, then everyone's going to get it anyway. Why are we all sheltering at home? I understand they claim that it's to keep the medical facilities open for those who are in dire need of those medical facilities, which I can understand. But the fact is everyone's like treating this basically like, yo, if you haven't been tested, and even if you don't have symptoms, you shouldn't go around people because you could spread it. I want to just mention a few things here. So, factcheck.org has an article about CDC when they released their test kits in January and February. They sent out test kits that were a 3-part test kit, and the part of the test kit that tested for the SARS things like the corona were coming back positive. They were giving false positive. right here. Association of Public Health Laboratories told us more specifically that a negative control, which should not have reacted to any of the primer and probe set, was coming back positive for the third set, which was the test for all those things right there highlighted. This was problems from the CDC's kits that were rushed out. These kits are rushed out intentionally, and when they promise to remanufacture stuff, they just send out a totally different kit altogether. Or they send out the kit without that supposed faulty part of the kit. Okay? Let's see. I had another article. Another article here saying that the kits were faulty and bringing back false positives. Let's see. Is this the one? Where is it? Yeah, see? Health officials, and this was kits from the CDC. They would soon discover the tests they did receive were flawed, lacking critical components and delivering faulty results, which is kind of a sugar-coated way of saying false positives. So there's a tracking thing. The reports, they say 51,970 positive. But how many of those are false positives? They're ramping these numbers up so that people will fear for this situation and wish for government intervention. That's basically what that is. So a week and a half ago, there were only 7,000 people tested. And now all of a sudden there's almost 52,000 people tested, when only a week ago they were talking about people not being able to get tested because there weren't enough tests for everybody. There were, when the CDC sent the tests, they only had, what was it? It was on this one. Enough material in each test to test 300 to 400 patients. And a lot of the labs that came up with tests were basically not allowed to do those tests because when the emergency powers are enacted, they have to be approved by emergency powers before you can even do the tests. So they go from not letting people have any tests at all to rushing out a bunch of tests that they approve, and they're coming back with pretty much nothing but false positives. They're just ramping that number up. I'm not saying it's not out there. I'm not saying it's not contagious and you shouldn't take care of yourself and watch out for yourself. What I am saying, though, is that they are using this situation. The people in positions of power and authority are using this situation to gain more power and authority through your fear of the situation. They are manipulating you through your fear. Don't let these people manipulate you. I had, let's see here, one other thing. Yeah, well, that's basically what I wanted to go through. I kind of half-assed the explanation, but this is on the fly. This is single take, no script, just something I looked up over the last hour. Now, if I can come up with an explanation like that, and the media is telling us something totally different, but I am bringing this up. These are facts coming from things like factcheck.org. These are articles from NPR. I was going to mention one other thing. Okay. The media is also taking advantage of just regular everyday people. There's a doctor from Beaumont, from Macomb County, posted online that there were a number of young adults being treated for this at one of the facility's hospitals. Okay? Right here in the article. He wrote an email warning about facilities ICU being filled with people under the age of 40 fighting for their lives from the highly contagious disease. The private message was shared on social media. Da 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 da. On Saturday, Weatter, who is from Chesterfield Township, issued a statement apologizing for sharing what he called exaggerated and untrue information. And this stuff gets spread by the media, and it gets spread on social networks, Facebook, Twitter, all of this, and it causes fear and confusion. Basically, this article goes on to say that most of the patients, right here, 90% of the patients being cared for at the Beaumont's 8 hospitals are over age 40. So you had all of these people in the media saying it's now affecting younger people, and they're at risk now too, and they don't know why. Most of it's misinformation that's been spread around by people who are in a frenzy and a panic. I'm not saying that this isn't a real thing, that you shouldn't watch out for yourself. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not trying to say just go do whatever you want, be irresponsible. I'm just presenting some facts to you guys. Maybe you do your own research. Maybe I've sparked your brains with a little bit of other questions instead of just your train of thought following where the mainstream media is leading you to believe. Maybe you come up with some questions of your own. I came up with this little thought experiment within the last hour. Like, how many tests are out there? How can all of these people be positive if there aren't enough tests? How did they confirm that those people are positive? So I tried to look up how many tests are available. I couldn't find a number. So my next line of thought was, okay, well, if there's this many people who came up positive, were the tests faulty? The tests are faulty. At least the ones from the CDC are. Whether it's intentional or not, more than likely it is. They want people to be afraid. They want people to beg for government intervention. I say don't allow it. We're all going to get, if it's as contagious as people say it is, it's not a matter of if you're going to get it, it's a matter of when. And not everyone's going to die. Most people will be perfectly fine. They're exaggerating a majority of the numbers on this just so that they can control you through your fear. Now that I've, said basically what I was going to say, I'd just like to thank you guys for taking your time to hear me out. I'm not crazy and out of my mind. We've been deceived our entire lives, one way or another. Please stop and try, look some things up for yourself. Try and corroborate the things that you're being told. Don't just take it at face value and, experts say this, this, and this. No, look up some information. When experts say something in the news always just say that it's experts. They never say who it is, and they never have the facts to back it up. They just repeat what they're told to say. You see something on the news, try and find some facts to corroborate it or debunk it. Don't just take people's word for it. Once again, thank you very much for taking some time out and listening to a half-assed put together thing. Like I said, I didn't actually have a script or anything for this. I'm just kind of thought after thought on top of my head, putting them together. Hopefully it's coherent and it makes sense to you guys. And maybe you'll do a little bit of research on your own and come up with some more information. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe out there and take care.